Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to another video. We're going to get straight into this. We're with brother Ali Da'wah once again. Don't worry, I have told him to control his language. He's going to control himself.
I will.
Because it's very... I mean, we can even talk about that after.
Yeah, we can. I don't want to talk about the bastards now.
Okay, so basically, look, there's a guy called Gvir. Okay? First of all, let me give you a little bit of context before we get into the video. The context is the following, very simply. There has been a narrative that people have been talking about, that the Israelis, the IDF, are trying to force the Palestinians to move into the Sinai Desert.
Yes.
Okay? Now, this has been a narrative for some time. Some of the officials haven't explicitly said it, etc. There have been speculations, people saying... There have been statements like, we want to make Gaza uninhabitable and stuff like that. People coming out with things like that. Essentially, alluding to forcing Palestinians to leave Gaza, etc. Now we have something very, very interesting.
Yeah.
We have the Minister for National Security in Israel. So he's in a good position. Gvir. Okay, we've made a video on Gvir on the Critical Content channel. You can check it out.
What a terrible name.
We're gonna watch this video now. We're gonna see what Gvir is saying on an official Israeli channel explicitly.
אני מציע קודם כל שאנחנו לא נצא ממרכזי הערים בעזה. דבר ראשון. דבר שני, אני מציע, ואני אומר את זה בצורה הכי מפורשת.
להישאר שם, עם הצבא,
לכבוש את עזה,
לכבוש את עזה, ולהיות אחראים לתושבי עזה.
לא, מה שיכול וצריך לקדם זה תוכנית הגירה, עידוד מרצון כמובן, שיאפשר להם ללכת...
אתה מאוד שצה"ל יהיה בתוך עזה, ומרצון נגרש אותם. וזה מעשי?
אודי, בוודאי. אם אנחנו נכריע אותם, בוודאי שזה מעשי.
His language is explicitly clear. I want the idea... We need to occupy Gaza.
Yes.
We need to occupy Gaza, etc. We need a voluntary... He says we need to occupy Gaza. He's alluding to we need to force them to leave. We need to force them to leave. And then he says it's voluntary migration. He describes it as voluntary migration.
And then you blame me for calling them...
No. Look. Here's the thing. Who is Gvir now? We're going to discuss the case of Gvir very, very carefully. First of all, let's quickly dissect some of the things that he says. It's very important that we do this, okay? So, what do you suggest we do? Firstly, I suggest we don't leave the city centers. Okay? In Gaza. Second thing. The guy says we should stay there. He says we should stay there. Okay? Yes, occupy Gaza. Yes, occupy Gaza and stay there. Okay? And then he asks, so we should be responsible for the people in Gaza.
Yeah.
The guy asks, we should be responsible for the people in Gaza.
Yeah.
What's his response? No. What can and should be done is the voluntary migration. So essentially, if this isn't ethnic cleansing, what is ethnic cleansing? What the hell is ethnic cleansing if this isn't ethnic cleansing?
Exactly.
If this isn't ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, they're forcing them. So
migration plan, a plan of encouragement that will allow them to leave. Encouragement. So essentially, we need, in not so many words, we need to be there. We need to force them to leave. We need to be there. We need to force them to leave, etc. There have been many rumors going around about the Israelis making Gaza uninhabitable so that they can move in, flattening Gaza so they can...
There's another woman who said that.
She's the one who said about making it uninhabitable, etc.
Like we get rid of the building so we can see the sea.
So this is absolutely unbelievable. This is explicit. Why are we making these videos? One of the reasons why we make these videos now, because some of you may be thinking, what's the point of these videos? The point of these videos is to make it clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer to the people watching.
Yes.
I had a DM from a weasel who has 500,000 followers. Okay, some guy in America, etc. And I'm not going to get into some of the things he said, whatever. No point, etc. But the point is, he's justifying what's happening. He's justifying what's happening. For people like these, I ask you the question: how can you justify this? How can you justify statements like these? These are your ministers. This is the minister for security in Israel, saying statements like this. If you can unlock your phone, this man is the same man, okay, who had a picture of Baruch Goldstein,
Who's that?
Baruch Goldstein is a man who was responsible for the massacre of 29 Palestinian Muslims. He was responsible for the massacre of 29 Palestinian Muslims. And this man, Ben Gvir, who is an official of a high position in Israel, guess what? He had the picture of Baruch Goldstein on his wall. On his wall.
He himself has.
On his wall.
Hasn't he himself either shot at or pointed a gun at?
Look, he himself.
He has a record. He has a record.
Like now, let me tell you something. Yeah, he was also filmed partying and celebrating with Israeli settlers.
Yeah.
Okay, whilst they burnt and starred pictures of the 18-month-old child that was killed.
Yeah.
אין לנו תיעוד מצולם של הניסיונות האלה. כל ברבנו כאשר התבגרו אחרי חניכה שכזאת. הסכינים, בקבוק התבערה, מעבר לכל, תמונת התינוק עלי דוואבשה, שנרצח בפעולת נקם, היא זוכה לטיפול מיוחד, שכולל דקירות סכינים, ניסיונות להצית אותו, אולי פעם שנייה. מעלה אנחנו מזהים את בנצי גובשלה, ראש ארגון לעבר. אתר האינטרנט ynet מפרסם היום תמונה של איתמר בן גביר במעמד החתונה הזו.
18-month-old child that was killed.
Yes.
They were celebrating.
Yeah.
And he had that photo of Baruch Goldstein up for a long time. Do you know when he agreed to take it down? In order to make it into the Israeli parliament. In order to make it into the Knesset, he took the picture down.
Wow.
These are the type of extremists that you have.
They're like
Okay,
ISIS.
he's behind a right-wing group called Otzma Yehudit. Otzma Yehudit literally translates to Jewish power.
Yes.
And he's talking about Jewish power, and then what is his interpretation of Jewish power? Is it Baruch Goldstein?
No,
who
exactly.
killed 29 Muslims?
Of course it is.
Is that what his interpretation
Yes,
is?
100%.
Unbelievable. So these are the type of people that we're talking about, okay? Not only that, after October the 7th, do you know what he called for? The elimination of, not just Hamas, anyone who calls for, sings, supports, or even hands out candy, they're all terrorists.
Yeah.
For Ben Gvir.
Yeah,
Ben Gvir, they're all terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay? So for anyone who is apologetic towards the Israeli cause, these are the exact type of people you are supporting. People like Ben Gvir, who are boldly coming out and saying these things. And you know when Ben Gvir said that? He said that on Wednesday, the 17th of January.
Oh, wow.
Wednesday, the 17th of January.
3 days ago, yeah.
Just a few days ago. 3 days ago. Okay? What is that after? That's after the ICJ trial.
Yes.
Even after the ICJ trial, they're being accused of genocide.
Yeah.
South Africa has put a case forward of genocide. They defended that case that they are not engaging in genocide. They are targeting Hamas. South Africa is the legal arm for Hamas, etc. Even after that, he comes out and he says, we need to occupy Gaza. We need to force them to leave. We call it voluntary migration.
It's going to be the downfall. This arrogant attitude is going to be the downfall. Anyone that becomes so arrogant and so sure of themselves, it's I can see their downfall. Yeah, and not only that, it's like they are doing our job for us. So we'll just carry on doing what you're doing. It's clear. The whole world has opened their eyes. There's people that I have. I went to that. That's
unbelievable.
That charity building, and there was a woman there, the Christian woman. She said, "I used to, be on their side." So the whole world is open.
And this is where
the whole world is open. So we thank them.
I want to take this opportunity to just reach out to any sincere individuals that are watching. When I say sincere, people, even if you're a non-Muslim and you're watching, and let's say you've been supporting Israel, I want you to really take a look at some of these videos, some of the pictures that are coming out, some of the statements that Israeli, members of parliament are making, and and be fair. Be fair here. Can you imagine anyone saying that about a race of people?
No.
That we want to move into their land?
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone saying that about London? We want to move into London.
Yeah.
We want to move into Brighton.
Yeah.
And we want to occupy it with our military until they're forced to basically leave. Voluntary, and then they call it voluntary migration. Ridiculous.
Yeah, nothing
Ridiculous.
said.
That's all we want to say, inshallah. Do keep watching the videos. Share these videos, even with friends that you have that, you're trying to convince, you're trying to argue with, you're trying to debate. Share these videos. These people are making their position very, very clear. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.